With Charvarius Ward leaving in free agency, San Francisco needed to re-solidify their cornerback position, and today they did that by signing Tre Brown from the Seattle Seahawks. Last year, Brown registered 26 tackles and 1 passes defensed in 13 games and 3 starts for the Seattle Seahawks. But he dealt with injuries. He took to X today to say the following: "Dealt with injuries last year that slowed me down, but we won 100%. Niners getting a good one, I can promise you that." And there's reasons to believe that Tre Brown could step in place of Charvarius Ward and potentially be an upgrade. During his 2023 season, when he was healthy, he was the highest graded press cornerback across the entire NFL according to PFF, earning a grade of 88.5. Across 145 press snaps, Brown was targeted just 22 times and allowed a completion percentage of just 59.1. During the 2023 season, he also registered 6 passes defensed and 2 interceptions. And while he's not the biggest cornerback, coming in at 5'10", weighing 185 pounds, he does have prototypical speed, running his 40-yard dash in 4.4 seconds. And like San Francisco's other cornerbacks in Deommodore Lenoir and Renardo Green, he fits Robert Saleh's scheme to perfection. He's aggressive in the running game, and like I was mentioning, he's great in press man coverage. This allows Saleh the flexibility to early on run zone coverages like cover 4 and cover 6, then on later downs, he'll be able to pull out his exotic blitzes and man up his defensive backs across the board. He should also offer special team flexibility for San Francisco going forward. But to truly understand the 27-year-old cornerback's game, we need to break down his film. Initially, we're going to be examining him in coverage, specifically his press man coverage. What stands out here is how he can use a variety of techniques to beat his man. Here against the Broncos, for instance, he flashes like he's going to use a one-handed press man technique, but instead uses a two-handed press technique, disrupts this wide receiver's route, then jumps on this ball, ultimately breaking up the pass on this play. In a similar way here against T. Higgins, he's in press man coverage, but rather than faking the one-handed jam this time, it looks like he'll do a no-handed press technique, but then uses his 2 hands to disrupt T. Higgins' route and does an excellent job of turning and running with Higgins. And even with the offensive pass interference with Higgins pushing off of him, he's able to go up and break up this pass. I love this play by him. Once again on this play, he's in press man coverage, but this time on Ja'Marr Chase, who's actually running a fade route. On this technique though, he's going to be using a no contact press technique, which is less risky than a two-handed press or a one-handed press, but it's vital for the cornerback in this case to stay in the wide receiver's hip pocket. And here, not only does he do that, but once Ja'Marr Chase's eyes get big, he understands that the ball is coming, turns back to the quarterback, and picks him off. Probably my favorite of all of his press man techniques is where he flashes like he's going to use a one-handed jam technique, because it often causes the wide receiver to hesitate, and then he comes back with a two-handed press technique. You can really see that clearly here against the Browns when he's going against Amari Cooper. He flashes his one hand. Amari Cooper thinks that he's going to have to fight him off, so he uses his hands a little bit. It slows him down enough so he can get 2 hands on him, and then he's just reading this quarterback's eyes, trying to target him, breaks up the pass again. His ability to use all of these different press man techniques makes it extremely hard for a wide receiver to get in the groove and really understand how he's planning to attack him. It also pairs nicely with how aggressive he is with the ball in the air. He's able to quickly identify where the quarterback is going and then attacks it. He's looking to get the PBU or interception every single time he's out there, which is a big reason he was the highest graded press man coverage corner across the entire 2023 season according to PFF. As far as his zone coverage goes, I love how he's always looking to read the quarterback's eyes and then jumps on routes. Here, for instance, in cover 2 against the Lions, he's reading the slant by this wide receiver, sees the quarterback targeting it, so he jumps it, picks it off, and runs it all the way back for a touchdown. In a similar way here, he's in zone coverage, specifically cover 3, and he has both of these wide receivers running in his zone, running streaks. So this is a pretty challenging play for him, but because he's able to read the quarterback's eyes, sees who he's targeting, he's able to jump this route and get the pass breakup. Tre Brown also does a good job against jet sweeps, especially when he's manned up. Like here against the Rams, he's able to bring down this wide receiver for only a 2-yard gain. Outside of his ability in pass coverage and handling jet sweeps, arguably he's best against the run. Here, for instance, against the Giants playing off, he's able to quickly identify this outside run, shoots up the field in a hurry, and gets this back down for only a 1-yard gain. And when the offense is bunched up, he does a great job of almost becoming another linebacker. On this play, for instance, you can see how he takes his read step, sees the lane forming in the offensive line, so he shoots it and then makes a secure tackle on this running back. Maybe more importantly for a cornerback though, Trey Brown does an excellent job of setting the edge on the defense. If he doesn't do this, this can potentially turn into a massive run for Aaron Jones, but he comes up, meets him, and makes the open field tackle. He also does a good job of not being drawn across the field on reverses. Here, he's able to actually come up and stop this wide receiver from getting the first down. Ultimately, when I'm looking at Tre Brown as a player, I see a player that can be extremely productive when healthy, and that's the biggest question for San Francisco. I don't think there's any question about what he can do talent-wise, but once he gets injured, his productivity starts to fall off, as he was mentioning in that tweet. If he is able to remain healthy for the 2025 season though, I think that he's going to be their number 3 cornerback headed into this season, especially because of his ability to play press man coverage effectively. This fits in right to Robert Saleh's philosophy on the defensive side of the ball, and I think could even be a potential upgrade over a player like Charvarius Ward if he remains healthy. And that's a big if. But ultimately, I want to hear your thoughts now about this player and what you think he'll offer San Francisco going forward. It would also mean a ton to me if you could like and subscribe. And as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.